Hello, and welcome back to our year in review. This video is going to be the quarter end, December end, and year end review of our financial situation. You could also call it a dumpster fire in slow motion, so strap in.
Welcome back to the Zilinski life. If you are new here, we are a family of 3, but our third little tiny human is taking her nap right now.
Yes, the screaming rage monster is currently sleeping.
So we're going to try and film this video while she does that. We wanted to share our 2020 financials for the year. We use a program called YNAB, or You Need a Budget, and I'll have it linked down below.
Which you need, because you need a budget.
And so we have tracked all of our spending throughout all of 2020. We know exactly where our money has gone. And normally we would do our month-end reviews, quarter-end reviews as well. But we're just going to put it all into one. We're just going to do our annual review. We might touch on what December looked like at the end of this. We'll see. But we wanted to give you guys the big picture. So,
oh yes.
Our total income, and it doesn't feel like we made this much money.
Yeah.
For a little, again, if you're new here, we're a single family income. So Cody's the only one in this household.
Single income family.
Yeah. Is that not right?
No, you said single family income. It's that baby brain, guys.
It doesn't go away.
It's a real thing and it sticks around.
We are a single income family. Single family income.
Yes, we are a single family income. And that income is extremely volatile.
Yes, so...
It's always been feast or famine in my industry, but it used to be that during feast times you could actually make money. Now it's like stave off the wolves and starve. And
we had our first baby this year on January 11th.
Yes, so thus far she's our only baby.
There were a lot of unexpected and new expenses.
Yeah. And a lot of things that we bought because we absolutely needed, and then we used it for like 10 minutes, and like this was a goddamn waste of money.
Yeah. So our total annual income for 2020 was, and this is our take home, was $98,157.23.
Hold on a sec. For any new parents out there that are budgeting and stuff as well, or if there's, if you got babies on the way, whatever, drop a like if you want us to do a video on some of the items that we bought and ended up being a waste of money. Because I think that
there's a lot of things that they tell you need and you don't.
Yes, it's amazing how many absolute necessities are totally useless and make your life worse. So, side note, carrying on.
So to give you a more accurate representation of our income, I've written down what the number was, less our tax return and less the profits we made from selling a couple things throughout the year. So our actual income, just based off of Cody's job and his EI, was $81,591.70. So our take home was about $6,800 a month if we were to average it throughout the year, which is pretty amazing when I think about it. It's
ridiculous to me. It does not feel like I made that much money.
Yeah, because Cody was home for quite a bit at the beginning of the year, which is really nerve-wracking with a new baby. And then Freya was like 2 or 3 weeks old, I think. And Cody went away to work, and he was gone for more than 2 months straight. He didn't get to come home at all. So then I was home alone in the middle of a pandemic with a baby. Well, that's not true. The pandemic hadn't quite hit yet, so I had a little bit of help. But for the most part, I was home alone.
Well, no, during that 2 months, I got to come home for 3 days, but I was working night shift at the time. So I pretty much just slept all day while Val was on her own, and then at night while her and Freya was sleeping, I was awake, like watching TV and playing video games and stuff. It really didn't. It was a pointless trip home, really. I kind of regret not just staying in camp for those days.
Yeah.
But it was still nice to, morning and evening snuggles.
And then he was off again until, I want to say, like April?
Something like that, yeah.
And then April, May, and a bit of June, he went back to work. And those were really big months for us. We made a lot of money in those months. I should actually just look at the report, but I didn't want to get too bogged down in the details, so I just wrote down some of the overarching important numbers. So out of that, we made a total of $14,722.45 of debt payments. $7,000 of that was to our OPD, which is the Orderly Payment of Debts program. It's a provincially run debt program. It kind of falls in with debt solutions along the lines of like consumer proposals and bankruptcies, but it's less damaging to your credit, and you pay back your creditors in full. It's just that they take your...
Yeah, the government program takes everything, deals with the creditors on your behalf, sets your interest rate at a much smaller number than otherwise, and we pay the OPD program and they pay out the money.
Yeah.
So that when that balance gets to zero, our creditors are paid in full and they can leave us alone.
Yes. We spent $5,748.90 on our car. We had our other car almost completely paid off.
Yeah, we were about $5,000 or $6,000 shy, I think,
like that,
of having it paid off. But with the little one growing like a weed, we had to get her a bigger car seat, and the bigger car seat no longer fit into the car. And that was like a huge safety thing. I mean, we probably could have found a workaround in some way, but we ended up getting ourselves a bigger vehicle that we can kind of grow into as a family. And that will serve us for hopefully years and years to come.
And then in the last, like the back half of 2020, we started committing to putting an extra payment every month towards our debt snowball, because the whole year we were like, oh, we'll put extra money towards debt, and we would kind of like a little bit here and there, but
we never
not
really got around to it. The idea was always kind of like we build up a float and stuff in our sinking funds, then once we felt secure with that, we could just dump money onto debt, and that float and that security never really came, so we've sort of had to just eke out what we could here and there and squirrel it away for the purposes of debt snowball.
Yeah, so we wound up committing in the back half. We made a plan of like when we wanted to be out of debt, what we could reasonably afford for extra. And so our extra payments for the debt snowball were $1,973.55. We have made no extra debt payments at all in December, and we probably won't in January either of this year, because Cody's pretty much off work at this point.
Yeah, it's a pretty fluid situation right now, extremely part-time for the foreseeable future, as far as I'm aware. So we've been pretty fortunate to be able to skip some car payments, or we'll skip a car payment, skip our OPD. Fortunately, we're far enough ahead on the OPD that we're not going to get like any kind of a penalty, I don't believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're hoping to resume our debt snowball payments as soon as possible, obviously, along with our minimum debt payments, because we don't want to fall behind on our debt-free date, which is, I think, right now, July 2022 is our goal. I'm hoping we'll do it sooner than that, but July 2022, if we make all our minimum payments and our debt snowball payment, that's when we'll be debt-free.
Yeah.
Bill payments for the year, we spent $23,438.58 on bills. $14,956 of that was rent. One of our goals for 2021 is to find a less expensive place to live, which might prove very challenging because we're also really desiring to move into a bigger space at this point now that we have our first kid.
Yeah.
We would like to move into a townhouse or house, but then we are looking at least the same as what we pay right now, if not a couple $100 more.
Yeah.
And then we would also be paying our utilities on top of that. Whereas right now, being in an apartment, our heat and water is included with that rent, so we only have to worry about our power. So it's something that Cody and I really need to sit down and discuss what our priorities are, what we really want out of our next living space, what can maybe wait another year or two while we pay off our debt versus what we feel like we need right now. Like, I think even if we were to sacrifice the space and go back into an apartment, we would be pretty committed, I think, to like, has to be ground floor, has to be 3 bedrooms, because we want an office space. So
we need an office/studio space, because working in our kitchen or working in the living room, it's just not ideal. It's kind of a pain, really. Maybe
when we get closer to moving, we'll do a video on what that discussion kind of looks like, because we do like sharing that with you guys, how we work through problem solving, how we come to different decisions, because it is something that we need to talk about a lot more in terms of what we're going to do with our living situation, because we were really committed to like just moving into a cheap place next year and hammering our debt, but now we're feeling a really strong pull towards having a bigger space, so we kind of need to try and find a balance there. We also just recently got a credit rebuilding loan. We do hope to purchase our first home in the next 5 years, but being in the orderly payment of debts program, it significantly negatively impacts our credit while we're in the program, and then we have to work hard to rebuild it. So we've got a couple different things going on. I've just gotten a new credit card, which we don't use. We just put like some coffee on there the other day just so that it would have a balance to report to the credit bureau. And that'll help to reestablish a better credit rating for me, and then our credit rebuilding loan as well, which I'll talk about maybe in another video. But that's one of the things. We spent $85 last year. We just signed up for it in December, so it was only the 1 month. We each have one to help establish our credit. Our gym, CODY'S gym, was $315.
Which seems ridiculous to me, because we basically didn't pay anything all year because of the whole Rona situation.
Yeah, well, you paid for like the first, I want to say like 4 or 5 months, and then they basically canceled it for the rest of the year. So
yeah.
Tenants insurance is really cheap. We paid $302 for the year. Auto insurance is very expensive. We paid $1,760 for the year, and that's gone up again this year. Our internet was $1,228.61. I've been trying to look for a cheaper internet plan, but there's not really.
Yeah.
There isn't really.
Our only option for cheaper internet is to like move into a new apartment where they have like a cable and internet bundle, but then you gotta pay for cable too. And
we don't watch cable.
We don't watch. There's nothing good on cable. No. It's like 90% commercials now, and all the commercials are stupid.
We had cable when we first started dating in 2014, when we first moved in together. And that's because it came with CODY'S apartment along with free TV. Like when he signed up, they gave him free internet cable and a free TV. And
that was so frustrating. There were 3 channels that I wanted to watch, and they made me get 3 packages plus the basic package. I was paying $115 a month to watch 3 channels for a weekend a month.
So when we moved, we didn't bother getting cable, and we have not had cable since, and we do not miss it. In fact, every time we go visit somebody and they have cable on in the background, it kind of drives me crazy because I hate listening to the commercials.
Yeah.
And there's so many more commercials than there used to be. Anyways.
And they're way stupider.
I digress.
Yes, we digress. That's kind of what we should just name this channel I Digress.
Yeah. Our power, we spent $547 on power last year, which is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
What does that average to?
Works out to
547 divided by 12, about $45 a month.
Which is weird, because I feel like every power bill is like $60 or $70.
I think it's because we had that our utility deposit credit come back at the end of the month, or the end of the year.
Sense.
So I think we average closer to about $50 to $60 a month, but still, I mean, I'm happy with that. Phones were quite expensive, $3,862.55.
Jeebus.
$38.62 divided by 12. $321 a month on average. That sounds about right to me. But part of that was we upgraded our phones, and I just included that under
everything phone related.
Everything phone related instead of the phone upgrade, which was a separate thing, and that was about $1,000 that had been planned for. So we average about $250 a month. It's gone down since we upgraded our phones because I don't know why.
Of deals and stuff.
Yeah, and because of how much we had to put down on the phones.
It's amazing how these phone companies can be like, hey, you're brand new, we can give you a better deal. Oh, you've been with us for 10 years, we're going to hike your price.
Yeah, exactly. Again, that's one of those things where Cody and I have been talking about whether or not we want to just pay out the rest of our phones altogether, move to a different carrier that gives us more data for a slightly lower price. I don't know, we're kind of toying with the idea.
Yeah.
We'll see. And then bank fee. This one just makes me mad. We changed banks. We've talked about this numerous times. We went from Tangerine to Scotiabank because Tangerine at the time didn't have Visa debit. We didn't have credit cards. We needed a way to pay for our subscriptions. So we went to a different bank that had a Visa debit, and they charged $15 a month for bank fees. And then PayPal stubbornly would not remove Tangerine, even though we had Scotiabank set up through PayPal. So anything that was going through our PayPal just continued to charge to Tangerine, and then we would get NSF. So anyways, we spent over $400 in bank fees this year.
Yeah.
Not happy with that. We're going to go back to Tangerine.
You want to bet that when we switch back to Tangerine, those bastards at PayPal aren't going to start
because we're going to close Scotiabank though.
Good.
So then there won't be no.
Yeah, because one of the benefits to Scotia was that they have this deal with Cineplex where you can get like points to go see movies and get snacks and stuff. But I think the theater industry is pretty much dead because of COVID and bad politics.
Well, and with a baby, like when are we ever going to go see a movie? It's not like we can have somebody come babysitter for us. We're not allowed to see anybody.
Yeah.
We haven't been allowed to see anybody all year.
I always hated going to see movies with screaming kids. I am not going to be the parent with a screaming kid. at a movie theater.
Yeah.
Especially not when we have like a good TV and a HomePod.
All right, so subscriptions. This one kind of shocked me. Like, I knew that we spent a fair amount on subscriptions because that's basically our entertainment in replace of cable, but it's quite high. So $1,756 we spent on subscriptions last year.
Now that's all subscriptions, not just, like Netflix, YouTube kind of deal.
Yeah, and there's quite a few that we've since canceled. But Audible, we spent $109.64. We've since canceled that one.
Yeah. Well, Audible's the one that we re-up every now and then because when you have an Audible subscription, you get 1 token a month to download an audiobook. And the books we're listening to take kind of more than a month for us to get through. So we've got like 2 extra books waiting.
More than that, I think we have like 4.
Oh, wow, we have like 4 books waiting to go. So we're kind of just going to keep Audible on the back burner until we need the next book.
Netflix, we spent $214.08. And I should look into an annual subscription because I'm sure if we paid annually, it would be cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Might be something worth considering. Apple Music, we spent $173.14. This has since gone down because now we have Apple One, which is about $30.
Yeah, Apple Music isn't going to be a thing anymore because of Apple One.
$34.60 a month. So this year we'll spend $415 on Apple One, but that includes our iCloud storage, our Apple Music, our Apple News, our Apple
yoga.
Fitness Plus. It includes a ton of stuff, and it winds up saving us quite a bit of money. Apple Arcade's included in there. For games, free gaming. Well, not free gaming, but, so for us it was worth it to switch over to that. But, so my iCloud last year, we spent $61 on it. Or no, that's both of our iCloud storage, sorry.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say my iCloud would be like
it's
$10.
$1.35 a month.
Yeah.
So $61 we spent last year on our iCloud storage, $201 on YouTube Premium. I binge watch Netflix every now and then. I'll find a Korean drama that I'm really into, and
She is all about YouTube.
I will binge watch a Korean drama for 2 or 3 days, and then I'll not watch Netflix again for the rest of the month, and the rest of the time I'm just on YouTube. I freaking love YouTube.
Yeah.
I often think about getting rid of that and just moving to Skillshare, because a lot of the stuff I watch on YouTube tends to be tutorials or educational stuff or, something inspiring. But let's be honest, there's still just way more stuff on YouTube than on Skillshare. Disney Plus we spent $28 on, and then
we had Disney
it.
Plus for a hot minute because we wanted to watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And now that season 2 is completely finished, I think we might have to re-up our Disney Plus for a month.
Yeah, I didn't use it enough to justify to keep paying for it. We might have watched, or I might have watched 1 or 2 Disney things a month, if that. So yeah, I didn't think it was worth it to keep the subscription. Love Every, we spent $232.97, and KiwiCo we spent $46.92. Those are 2 subscription box services
for baby toys
for Freya, and they're based around Montessori and STEM. And they had great toys in them. There's a lot of stuff that Freya loved and will continue to love for years to come. They're high quality, but I don't think it's something we're going to continue to purchase in 2021.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of just over the whole subscription thing. I think at this point I'd rather just shop around for individual items and buy them as they seem appropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, Freya got a lot of toys in those boxes that she didn't care for or that she didn't understand. Or there was one toy that she got in, her very first box that she's sort of just now starting to get her poop in a group to figure out with, 9 months later.
Amazon Prime, this is an annual one, so it was $82.95 or $83 for the year, and YNAB, which was $67.
And we use us some Amazon Prime.
Yeah, we use Amazon Prime like no tomorrow. We don't necessarily watch a lot of Amazon Prime, although from time to time we do, or Cody does.
There's 3 shows that I'm just in love with, but I'm all caught up on, so I gotta wait another year until it's relevant to me.
But I am constantly ordering stuff on Amazon, like diapers when we were going through disposables, formula we order on there. There's a few snack items that I like to get for Freya. Stuff for household. If I could avoid going into a store, and this was even pre-pandemic, if I could avoid going to a store,
going anywhere with a toddler or an infant is just miserable. It's a whole ordeal just to
even
run in
before
quick.
that though, I prefer to have it sent to me. Oh, I wrote that. Okay, sorry, my 7 looked like a 1, and I was like, there's no way that's right. Okay, so we spent $7,400 on groceries last year, so about $600 a month. We which to me doesn't sound right. I feel like we normally spent like $400 or $500 a month. So we must have had a couple months that were higher.
That must be stuff coming through Amazon and stuff too, right? Like snacks and whatever.
Could have been. On the one hand, I feel like that's kind of high for a family of 3.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like we need to be spending more on groceries so we can spend less on dining out.
Yeah. We're stuck because like we have the desire to eat high quality, healthy foods in great enough quantities not to be hungry, but also like I kill a dude for a French fry.
And then for gas, we spent $2,045.94 for the year. So about $170 a month on gas on average. That's really good for us.
Yeah.
Especially because, well, I mean, part of it's probably because we haven't really been able to go see your family.
Yeah.
But Cody's mom lives about an hour and a half north of us. And so we would do usually 2 to 3 trips a month up there to go visit them. And at the beginning of the year, we were going a little bit.
Yeah, quite a bit more.
But as the lockdowns have continued, and now with there being no indoor or outdoor social gatherings of any
unless
kind,
you're a politician, then the rules don't apply to you.
Yeah, or unless you want to go shopping on Boxing Day in the shopping malls, that's okay too.
I think we're hitting our half hour.
Okay. Sorry, every 30 minutes or so our camera makes us stop recording.
Yeah, so we're probably like 20-25 minutes deep right now. If you still stuck around, wow.
We're almost done, I promise.
You're more committed to this than we are almost.
So fun money last year, we spent $9,030.
There's no way that I had half of $9,000 to do what I wanted with.
Okay, so fun money was dining out.
Oh, okay.
My spending money, your spending money, entertainment, all of that stuff kind of fell under there. I didn't bother to write down each individual thing. I just wrote what we spent on fun money, and then I did single out what we spent on dining out because it's always quite high.
Yes.
So just over $9,000 in fun money, and out of that, $4,870 was dining out. So an average of $405 a month, and that sounds astronomically high because it is, but for us, it's actually not terrible.
Yeah, we used to spend way more money than that dining out.
And I see that our baby's waking up, but she's only
good.
slept for 25 minutes, so we're going to hope that she goes back to bed.
Yeah, here's hoping. If you hear some screaming like someone's being murdered, it's just a child trying to roll over.
Yeah. So obviously our goal for next year is to get that way down.
Yeah.
Like ideally, I'd like to cut that in half.
Yeah, or, I mean, the thing is, like, most of our dining out money is McDonald's and Tim Hortons. I'd be okay spending that much money dining out at, like, better restaurants, getting like good meals, not just fast food in the car. But you can't really go to restaurants right now, and also we have a baby. But I don't know, we'll see. It'll go one of 2 ways.
I would like to have it down quite a bit. And then true expenses, we spent $19,663. So this was all of our true expenses. So like clothing, vehicle maintenance, vehicle registration, renewing driver's licenses, stuff for Freya throughout the year we included in here as well. Christmas, like there's a ton of stuff in here. I didn't really bother to break it all out, but I did want to break out what we spent on Freya in her first year. Or almost
Which,
her first
we're not
year.
at her first year yet. As of this recording, we got like a week and a half until her first birthday.
Yeah, but she was born January 11th, and this goes till December 31st, so it's pretty close to a year. So we spent $8,378. That's an average of just under $700 a month, and that sounds like a really high number, and it is. And I'll explain a little bit behind it. So obviously,
But that's like everything. For Freya,
that was everything. So we were really lucky. We had a lot of stuff given to us.
Yes, we have some amazing friends and family that dug deep and pretty much stocked us up with a lot of the stuff we needed.
So to be fair, we probably really didn't need to buy anything. This number could have been a lot lower, but we slowly started to replace things throughout the year. So like we bought a better stroller, a better car seat, a better bassinet,
And
a
then
better
we bought
crib.
a bigger car seat.
So there was a lot of stuff that we replaced over the year. We also were doing disposable diapers in the beginning, which were costing about $80 to $110 a month.
Yeah, see, the thing is that we're cloth diapering now. We just use the disposables for like long road trips or nighttime.
Yeah.
But the cloth diapers are kind of expensive up front. But if we would have gone with cloth diapers right from get-go,
It would have been way less.
It would have paid for itself by like this 3rd or 4th month of her life, and then we would have been just making bank on diapers basically after that.
Yeah, all in I spent about just under $700, and that was for all of the cloth diapers, all of the inserts, all of the liners, all of the wet bags,
The little sprayer thing for our toilet.
the little diaper sprayer for the toilet, like the cloth wipes, everything, absolutely everything. And we still use those cloth diapers now. I've had no problems with them.
Yeah, we almost thought she'd outgrown them a couple of months ago, but as she got bigger and started crawling more and started kind of walking, and she's leaned out a little, so we're getting a little more life out of the diapers, which, yeah.
Because for most kids, they will last them until they're potty trained, you know, till like age 3, somewhere around there, but we have a very fat baby.
Yeah, neither one of us are very small people, and like, our little chunker's a chunker.
So our total expenses for the year were $89,916. Divided by 12, so we averaged, oh, that hurts my heart. Really? Is that how much we spent on average in a month? 89,916 divided by 12. Yeah. So
almost $7,500 a month in expenses.
Oh, we need to get that way down.
Yeah, we got to get that. Like, cause I average $5,000 a month. How the hell are we not farther in debt?
You averaged $6,800 a month.
How the hell are we not farther in debt?
Well, because this number included our tax return, right? So if we were to, like with our
Why would
tax
the tax
return,
return be? Oh, gotcha.
right? So divided by 12, then we're averaging $81.79
Jeebus.
minus how much we spend. So like we still technically come out ahead. But yeah, I would like to way lower that number. I would like to see us spend about $5,400 a month, I think. Between $5,000 and $5,500 a month, and any excess can go to paying off debt and investing.
Yeah.
That's kind of our goal, is to like try and keep lowering our expenses as much as we can and just hammer debt and hammer savings and investments. And the more that we can like make that adjustment, the sooner Cody can step away from his work and do something else.
Yeah. Or who knows, like if the industry comes back and work gets consistent again, which I doubt it will. But if it happens, I mean, I could just stay at that for another 10 years and then step away altogether.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But given how long this video is, and
she's a long one, we're sorry, guys.
And the fact that Freya does not seem to want to be going back to sleep, I guess we will end this video.
Yeah, that's it. Here. So thanks for coming along. This was the dumpster fire in slow motion. If you like it, If you don't like it, dislike it twice. Get subscriptions, ring that little bell. We'll catch you on the next one. We love you very much. And is it payday yet? Bye.